What's up, legends? This is Pro Warriors, and today we've got some massive updates. The Nyushu Emulator 536 is finally here. It's the latest overclocked version still in an experimental stage. The developer released it early, not because of high user demand, but because they're no longer working on the project. And here's the sad part. The dev has officially decided to shut down the project. Totally unexpected, especially since we've seen significant improvements in the emulator recently. Let's see what's new in this V36 update of Nyushu, the experimental overclock version. They've fixed resolution issues and added new text labels. Controller fixes are currently in testing and not fully complete yet. Now more resolution options are available, including low and very low. That's new and honestly, a really nice addition. They've introduced custom formatters for shader IR instructions, removed some unnecessary components to clean things up, reduced the speed limit to improve stability and overall performance, and finally, a brand new stylish menu design. Looks clean, looks fresh. As always, our video will cover installation, setup, best settings, GPU driver, and game testing. Let's start with the installation. Unfortunately, Nyushu doesn't have a GitHub repository yet, but you can get it from a Telegram channel or a third-party source. The developers are already working on setting up a GitHub repository, and it should be available soon. Since Nyushu is built using yuzu source code, the UI and structure look very similar to yuzu, sudachi, and citron. Just like with citron, you'll need to go through the usual setup, enable notifications, install the product keys, and set up your game directories. The emulator supports both XCI and NSP formats right out of the box. Disclaimer: the emulator itself is legal, but using illegal ROMs is forbidden. I do not support or provide access to pirated games, so please use legal copies for your safety. Now, the interface might feel familiar, but that's not our main concern. Let's configure the settings, but keep in mind that performance can vary significantly from device to device and game to game. However, you'll gain a clear understanding of how everything works. Click on the gear icon in the bottom right corner, then select Advanced Settings and open the System tab. I recommend turning off the limit speed option so the emulator can utilize your device's full potential. But sometimes, this can actually cause lag because disabling limit speed forces 60 FPS, and some games may not handle that well, leading to stutter and lag issues. If you enable docked mode, it will increase the resolution but might reduce performance. So, keep it disabled if your device isn't powerful enough. In the graphics section, keep CPU accuracy set to normal. You can set the resolution to 4x for high-end devices, but I suggest using 1x, which is 720p for a balanced experience. If you're on a low-end device, go with 0.5x for smoother gameplay. Higher resolutions require more power, so adjust this based on your device's capabilities. For V-Sync mode, I recommend using immediate, which basically means it's turned off. VRAM uses set aggressive. Leave Windows binary at default by near. For anti-aliasing method, set it to FXAA. Set anisotropic filtering to 2x. In aspect ratio, choose stretch to window for maximum display coverage. Enable force maximum clocks only if you're using an Adreno GPU, but be cautious, as this might cause overheating. Enable use asynchronous shaders to compile shaders asynchronously, reducing stutter, although it may introduce glitches. Enable use reactive flushing to improve rendering accuracy in some games, but note that it might cost some performance. Now go to the debug settings. Here, only Vulkan API is available, so we don't have other choices. Feel free to experiment with these settings to find what works best for your device, and if anything goes wrong, you can always reset to default. Next, head back to the main settings menu, where you'll find an option to install custom GPU drivers. By default, the emulator selects your device's GPU driver, but you can install a custom one for better performance. For this video, I'm using the Qualcomm Adreno 805 driver. To choose the best GPU driver, first check your device's Adreno GPU model using apps like CPU-Z. Then try custom drivers like V615, V630, or V805 from trusted sources to see which offers the best performance. Test each one and stick with the driver that delivers the highest FPS and visual quality without causing overheating. Unfortunately, non-Snapdragon users can't access this feature and must rely on default settings. And that's it, legends. The final version of the Nyushu emulator may mark the end of development, but it also stands as a reminder of how far passion and community can take a project. Even though the dev couldn't finish everything, they still chose to release this build for us, not as a goodbye, but as a thank you. So let's honor their work by making the most of this version. Keep testing, keep sharing, and keep the spirit alive. This is Pro Warriors, signing off with respect and gratitude. Until next time, stay strong, stay legendary.